Together we are but first coffee. Susie's just our host, but what matters most is we are a team. Together we are all safe here, and so are you. Among friends and mods, we are safe. We talk about trauma, break down drama of life, death, happy or sad, even mad. We discuss it all here. Together we will thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Together we fight cults or fight addictions. If not with experience, with love, and we don't judge. Please understand, this is a safe place to land. Please understand, you're not alone. This is a safe place to land. Together we thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Because we are but first coffee, and Susie welcomes us all here. Together we are but first coffee, and Susie.
Hey, everybody. It's good to see you all. I'm glad to be back. I took a couple days to kind of get my head back in it. I don't know. I could not concentrate to do the research that I needed to do for any of these shows that I've got this week. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I finally was just like, okay, just, you know, stop. You just need a full stop and get your head in the game. And that's what I did. So now I'm back, and I guess we will now see, right, if it did me any good. I thought I was gonna be late to top that off. I mean, I was like, "Damn, Susie, you take, like 2 or 3 days off," and then I literally slid into my chair at less than 2 minutes before it was gonna go live. I had set it all up earlier, but, yeah, like less than 2 minutes because I got our burgers and everything done, and then I had to get my dad's burgers up to him, and so I did that, and then I had to finish getting ready, and, one thing and the other. Actually, my granddaughter took the burgers, but I had to get them ready, is what I'm saying, and then get everything kinda put away so that Mark can make his when he gets home. It's all cooked, but anyway, y'all don't care about that. But anyway, I was just like, "I am gonna be late." So, I'm glad I wasn't. I hope y'all can hear me and everything. Nobody's screaming at me that I can see, so must be able to. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and check in with the chat, and then we're gonna get started because today's kind of an interesting one, I think. So, of course, I think they all are, right? Or I wouldn't be researching them. So I just want to thank everybody that's here. Thank you to the mods and to the chat and the lurkers and the ones that'll be watching this on replay. I appreciate all of you. I truly do. Lori Driscoll, it is so good to see you. And always good to see you. I cannot remember. I was going to tell you something and I can't remember what it was. I don't remember. Oh, before I do forget though, I did want to thank some people. Um, I have gotten some gifts just recently in the last few days, and I don't want to forget to thank people for that. So I don't know if Corvette Girl is here yet or if she'll be in later, but if you're here, thank you so much for the towels. They are lovely. I love it. She sent me some kitchen towels, and on the front of the first one, it says "But First Coffee" and has a cute little coffee mug. So it's funny because I've been kind of, I kind of seasonally, I change things around in the house a little bit, and I was almost buying some new kitchen towels the other day, and I thought, well, I should get them that say "But First Coffee," but I didn't do it because I'm on this deal where I'm only shopping if it's for necessities, and which is not easy because if you went back to the one where it says, "I'm Susie and I'm a shopping addict." But anyway, but thank you because I got the towels that might not have been a necessity, but was definitely a want, and I appreciate it a lot. I really do, and then Mischief sent me, the cutest little thing. Oh, it's right here, actually, hold on. It's a little turtle. I'm a turtle. Ugh, I got turtles on the brain today. It's a little frog reading a book and drinking a cup of coffee in a comfortable chair. The funny thing is this chair looks almost identical to the 2 chairs that sit at the end of my bed that I like to sit in and read or watch TV, or right now I've got clothes piled up in it because we're going on a trip and I'm trying to decide what I'm taking and what I'm not. But in this suite, I didn't bring she also got me some adorable little, back up here, so it might knock off. Some adorable little, notebooks that have frogs on the front of them too. Because if y'all didn't know, I frogs are one of those things that I like. I like frogs and, um, turtles and hedgehogs, that kinda thing. A lot of stuff, everything. So, anyway, but frogs and hedgehogs are, like, my thing. I really love them. So, anyway, that and then there was another gift that I got, and I know who it was from, but the lady did ask that she remain anonymous, but she bought me one of those, it folds out and has legs on it, and you sit it on your or across your lap, and you can, like, eat in bed or work on your laptop or any of that kinda stuff, and I've got one, but it's large, not huge large, but it's pretty big, and we had talked about it a few days ago, but anyway, she sent me one that's smaller, and so it'll actually fit in my suitcase, and so it's going on vacation with me to use if I'm needing to, write anything up for the show, or if I'm painting, I can paint on it too because I am taking some little things of paint to work on some Christmas cards. So again, if you all want Christmas cards, you're gonna have to send me your, mailing address and don't wait because I need to know how many cards I'm making. Last year, I made like 200. So, between friends and family and YouTube and yeah, it was interesting, and I waited till about the end of not October, I think, to start, so this year, Susie's starting the end of August. So, anyway, but I do wanna thank her for that tray to do that on. I can do my show on it, I can paint on it, I can eat on it, I can do a lot of stuff on it, and it's small enough that it will fit nicely in my suitcase even when we are flying. This time we're driving, but when we are flying, it'll still and it's very lightweight and it's pink. So, I mean, hey, it's pink, right? Anyway, well, thank you. Thank you all. It means the world to me, and I don't ever expect that, and I'm always just blown away whenever I get something, but thank you all very much. Anyway, so Lori, I am glad to see you. Mayor, so glad to see you too in Jersey. Good to see you in Carnousel. Awfully good to see you, sir. Always good to see you. Awakened by the Looking Glass. It is always, always, always good to see you. So glad to see you. Bee's here. Good to see her too. It's good to see everybody. Who am I kidding? I like seeing everybody. So let's see here. How was I ever able to get it back in gear? You need to learn that too. Well, I won't promise that it's all back in gear, but at least I got my head back in the game enough that I could sit down and research without being like researching something for Roblox, and all I'm thinking about is some cult or looking at a cult, and all I'm thinking is about is something else. I mean, it was crazy. I could not pull it together, and I mean, I was working my butt off and getting nowhere. That is the absolute truth. So now, y'all, Mischief is not in the back starring comments today. So if I miss somebody, I really, really do apologize. I'm going to do the best I can, but you know me. So let's see here. Oh, I missed her, I think, but Carrie Bemis is here. Good to see you. Conda, absolutely good to see you. Yes. Corvette girl is here. I'm glad you're here and heard that. I appreciated it so much. When I first opened it, I was like, well, what was funny was I said, I wonder if this will be another gift, to my husband being a smart ass. And when I opened it, I thought, did I order those towels and I don't remember it? And then I was like, oh no, these are these are a gift. But I was just being a smart aleck to him because I had already opened another gift. And anyway, it was funny. He's like, "Gaw." And then he goes, "They don't send me any gifts." And I said, "Well, you're not on screen every day." He just laughed. He's like, "Uh-huh." Yes, that frog is adorable, Carrie. Isn't it adorable? I love it. Yeah, it's sitting right there. Uh, I try to keep stuff around that makes me happy, you know? So, anyway, Aria, it's good to see you too. Hello, hello, hello. Awaken since her brain is exactly the same way lately. I go 200 miles an hour and never get any further than this damn 2 cell I reside. I know, right? I absolutely. My nose is itching. I know what you mean. I really do. I was like, now damn it, Susie, you were going about this that you were gonna work, smarter, not harder, and blah blah blah. And I have like a goal of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and everything. And out the window went that because it just was not working for me. So uh, good news, it's back to being closer to 4x4. Well, good. I'm still wanting you to come on, so you're gonna have to come on here one of these days. I really do want to. Yeah, absolutely. I want to like do a show with you. Absolutely. Ben, good to see you too. Absolutely. Oh, I hope I'm not missing anybody. Okay, I got well. Oh, well. Uh, hold on. It's National Bacon Appreciation Day, all you heathen. I might have to put some bacon on my burger after I get off of here. I haven't cooked it yet, but I actually have some of that pre-cooked that I would just have to heat up a little bit. It's pretty good. It's not great, but it's not bad. It has a good flavor. But yeah, anyway. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And you all seriously, if you have any um, questions or thoughts or anything, please put them in the chat and I will really try to get to them. If you can put, C's or Q's or something in front of it, it helps it stand out to me so that I definitely, you know, get to everybody that I can. Yeah, I need to. I just rather not sound. Hold on. No, please. Rather not sound like the blubbering fool that you feel like lately, girl. Do you see what's sitting on the screen? Ugh. Yeah, we'll take care of each other. How's that sound? We will take care of each other. So anyway, I am going to go ahead and get started. Y'all, a couple weeks ago, I did a live that was it was kind of kind of about Roblox, the online game that is just like going crazy across the nation, and I don't know, maybe the world. I don't know, but anyway, the name of the a video that I did was it was called Special Edition Parental Alert. And to be honest, the main focus of that video that I did was not even about Roblox. It was about the fact that there were three very dangerous, horrible, horrible cults that were using the platform and others, but that one was their favorite to lure our children over into joining the cult and to eventually um to unalive themselves a lot of times on camera. And so that was very disturbing to me. I was very upset. Making it even worse was that they would try to get any kids that they could to join the cult, but they would try to get the ones that might have been, mentally vulnerable a little bit, whether it be by some sort of, illness or, mental illness or whatever, or just that they're, circumstantial, like whatever their circumstance is, it was making them, more mentally vulnerable or physically, but mostly mentally. And that was just unconscionable to me. And it just like, oh, I was livid. But mainly at these cults. And to be perfectly honest, I really just didn't take the time to dig deeper into the actual game because I didn't blame the game. I know the game is fun. My grandkids all play it. My daughters and son-in-law plays it. Um, they play with the kids, without the kids. I mean, different groups of my grandkids all play together, and so I was really giving them the benefit of the doubt. So, again, if you haven't watched that one, go ahead and not you can watch this one first, it won't matter, but anyway, watch that other one. I did link it in the, description of this video, so, I think that it's a good one to watch. But anyway, so fast forward to this week, and my mods, my friends, even some family members were absolutely going crazy over what the latest information on Roblox was. And to be perfectly honest, at first I was just kind of sort of listening. I assumed, and you know what happens when you assume anything. But I was kind of assuming that they were talking about the same kind of thing that I had already done a live about. So I didn't feel this was like over the weekend. I didn't feel like compelled to go and research a lot, but I did start researching them on Monday, and I was just like, "Holy cow!" Right? So, Susie will never consider that I know what everybody's talking about. Never assume that I know what everybody's talking about again, because obviously I did not. So the latest developments this time are with the actual game. And so today we're going to look at what I'm going to call the rest of the story. And and yeah, it absolutely is disturbing. I did put a trigger warning. I don't think that we really talk about anything that's terrible, but anytime we're talking about a subject even that anything I'm going to say might, cause you to think of something that's really troubling, then I like to put a warning up. So, anyway, I do want you to remember that this is not the end of the story. This is a developing story, and it is likely to take months, if not years, to actually, see how this is all going to turn out. So, let's dig into this, right? And please, again, understand it is ongoing and information can change very quickly, but I will try to, keep it. I might not be talking about it every week, but I'm going to be watching it every week. I'm going to constantly be checking up every week. And yeah. So there's that. So anyway, now if you're out there and you're like, what in the hell is going on with Roblox? Because my kids or my grandkids or whatever plays this game all the time. I'm going to say join the club because the sad thing is that as big of a news story as this is, it's really not as big a news story as it should be. And so what happened was, briefly, in early August, okay, a YouTuber who's known as Schlep, right? He had been hearing things and seeing things. I mean, maybe he saw my video. I don't know. But he'd been hearing stuff, and so I'm gonna assume, of course, that this big YouTuber watched my tiny little channel and was like, mind blown, right? But no, probably not. But anyway, so he decided to literally do a sting operation on Roblox. I don't know how he did it. It don't matter, you know, but he did, right? and he was going to do this sting to expose child predators on this game platform. And guess what? It worked. Yeah, and almost immediately, it resulted in at least one arrest. There have been more since then. I did not get a definite number, so I'm not giving you a definite number. I'm gonna wait for that because I don't want to have to come back later and say, you said, there was 6 arrests and there was 8 or there was 4 or something. So I don't want to get it wrong. Oh yeah, it's worldwide. Yeah. My Yeah, 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 yeah. So it is worldwide. It's like I know that, but it wasn't clicking in my head. So y'all just remember there's a lot of bleach has sunk down into the roots of this hair. So I'm becoming more and more of that dumb bleach blonde. Bleached, not beached. I'm sure that Ben probably heard me say beached instead of bleached, and he'll be correcting me or harassing me about it. So anyway, so yeah, so this worked, okay, and it resulted in arrest. So you would think, right, that Roblox would be like, cool, cool, let's give him a job. Let's put him on the payroll. Let's at least thank him. Maybe send him a card, a fruit basket. I don't care, something, right? A check. He wasn't saying anything against Roblox. He was after predators, right? Well, that's not what happened. See, Roblox, they got pissy about it and they blocked him off of the game platform. And they issued a cease and desist letter. So basically they're pissy at him, which makes no sense. He didn't badmouth them. He did them a favor. And if they, quote unquote, didn't know that this predator shit was going on, then he opened their eyes, right? No matter what you do, he did them a favor. He's also the one that if there's going to be any, like, anybody getting sued or anything, it would be him because he's the one that's doing videos and saying, this guy right here is a pedophile. This guy over here he's a predator. This guy over here, he's got, I don't know what's happening. You should go watch him. He's got a bunch. Yeah. So anyway, but no, they just got mad, right? And booted his ass. So this has left many in the community, the gaming community and off. Yeah, cease and desist is just a letter that the attorney sends. Yeah, you can get yeah. You can actually do your own because I looked into it a while back. You don't even have to have an attorney do it. You can there's a you can go on Chat GPT. You can go online and it'll tell you how to do it. So, you know, I am gonna try to star some stuff as I see it. So, anyway, oh, that's not what I was trying to do. Uh, anyway, sorry. So, anyway, a lot of people are angry, to say the very least. In fact, Representative Ro Khanna, I think her name is Hana or something like that, and others have argued that Schlepp's efforts, they were vital to exposing dangers on the platform and that he should be congratulated. He should be, thanked in some way. And instead, you know, what does he get? Banned. Which is stupid because he could probably just go make another name and go on there. No better than they are at guarding against stuff. So, anyway, so that all happened in early August. Then that prompted the state of Louisiana to file suit against Roblox on August 14th of 2025. So this year, just a very few days ago. Yeah, like 6 days ago. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill filed the lawsuit that accused Roblox of failure to implement basic safety measures like age verification and parental consent, which effectively turned the platform into the perfect place, right, for pedophiles and all of that to just swarm around and come after our kids. So I do have some slides that I want to bring up that kind of tell the rest of the story. And so I'm going to bring those up real quick. Anyway, so here's it's not the obviously the lawsuit, but tells you that Louisiana versus Roblox, it was filed August 14th by state attorney general, and they figure that other states are highly likely to follow. Louisiana is suing for deceptive and unfair trade practices, negligence, and public nuisance and unfair enrichment. So basically, they are saying that they are failing to keep our children safe. They are negligent in letting parents know that there are pedophiles on there, and they are negligent in having any kind of age restrictions on games, which I will tell you about, or experiences that I'll tell you about in a minute. Law enforcement arrested a child predator in Livingston Parish, Louisiana, that was using Roblox with a female voice changer to lure in minors. This is no accident. They are going strong after our children. Now, the cause of action is one violation of Louisiana's Unfair Practices Act. It was inadequate safety and failure to notify of predators is deceptive, unfair, unscrupulous, and oppressive. I believe that. I think that they can win it on that because you'll see throughout this whole thing, but they have really just taken no steps not only to keep the predators away, but to let parents know that yes, this says it is a safe game platform for children, but it's not. And I'll show you part of why in a minute. So the second reason was negligence and public nuisance. It was in inadequate safety and failure to provide notice. Again, they were not doing any kind of, keeping track of what was going on, trying to make sure that children of too young of an age is in there. Um, Anyway, and that unjust enrichment means that they knowingly sold Roblox as in a manner unfair, unconscionable, and oppressive. They knowingly said it was for kids, and it wasn't. They should any one of these three things will is a potential win. Probably all three. But even if they don't get the first one, they're going to get one of the second or third ones. But I think they'll get them all, and so do several attorneys that have talked about it. So, actually, that's supposed to be leaving. Okay, here we go. What they're wanting, what the state of Louisiana is wanting, is they want Roblox to stop violating the law. They want Roblox to stop representing itself as safe. They want restitution, which is money payment to Louisiana, of course. But I'm not against them trying to get money because you know what? On these big companies, corporations, that whole thing, you gotta hit them in their pocketbook, but that's what's gonna make them make changes is if it starts costing them money, because they're going with the flow on this and not taking care of stuff because they're making money on it. So the only way to stop them from doing that is to start taking away their money. And they are asking that all civil penalties allowable by law are enabled, that if anybody can file any kind of civil suits or anything, that those would be applicable, and also that any other damages that come up that are appropriate, they want those to be able to be on the table too. So, um, okay. The key accusations are Roblox knowingly enabled and facilitated the systematic sexual exploitation of children across the U.S. Now, They can't sue for what's happening in the rest of the world because, they're US attorneys, and so, other countries absolutely can jump on the bandwagon just like other states can. So and I think that people will. I really do think that others will follow, because I think this is really, unless they do something really big, and so far, they're not. Yeah, they are, Ben. So, Roblox permitted and perpetuated an online environment in which child predators can thrive. Absolutely. Again, I'm gonna show you some of that. And they directly contributed to the widespread victimization of minor children. Deliberate failure to implement effective safety measures and failed to warn parents. And y'all, why this is all skipped all around the page, I have no idea. I have no idea. The one that I made and typed, my little fingers to the bones getting this all done, didn't do that. This is why I usually go with let Chat GPT type it instead of typing it all myself, because this is what happened. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know. Even if you look at my originals that are over in my in my files, they look right. So I have no idea. Anyway, I'm not even going to argue about it because it's stupid. So, anyway, we're going to start with some facts, okay? And the facts of this case is that Roblox has over 6.8 million experiences, okay? That's not how many like users they have. They have 6.8 million experiences, okay? Which Roblox completely controls. They have free access and they are designed for kids app, and it's comparable to a digital playground with no age minimum. Some of the lawyers, let me get a drink real fast. I'm sorry. Hmm. Some of the lawyers that were talking about it said that it is absolutely no different, other than it's online, but it's absolutely no different that if you imagine a playground, like at a park or something. If you imagine that playground at a park, there's nothing there. I mean, it's designed for kids, right? Got a merry-go-round, swings, a slide, all these things that kids like. But there's nothing up that says, "Oh, you're over 13," or "Oh, you're over 40," or whatever. You can't go in there unless you're with your child. There's nothing that says that. And this is how it is with Roblox too. It is designed for kids, marketed for kids. Yes, adults play it. My daughters play it. My son-in-law plays it. But they usually play with their kids, And I told him, I said, "You better be playing with those kids, because I do not want them out there in that damn game by themselves." So, anyway, and all the time, there's nothing to keep anybody of any age out or away from my children. There's no too young age. My little 5-year-old granddaughter is on it every day. Now she plays with her sister and her mom and then the other grandkids and, aunt and uncle and all that. Veta, you've met Veta on here a lot of you have met my little granddaughter. She plays it every day. Every day. I've already had that stupid ass teacher that killed that couple shaking hands and, interacting on a daily basis last year with one grandchild. What is my other grandchildren, that one included, what are they around on a game where I have absolutely their parents have absolutely no control unless you're standing over them all the time. But when something is marketed as a safe for kids game, are parents really standing over them the whole time? No, they're not. And that's not, it shouldn't be bad. They ought to be able to trust that if something says that it is made for children, that it ought to be made for children. All right, I hit the wrong button, but anyway, here's another problem. They rely on self-reported birthdays for age verification, which is intentionally reckless, and it allows for fake birthdays. Roblox has access to biometric age verification software, but they don't use it. They don't use it. You're not going to tell me that they can't afford it. They've got 86 point something million daily users. How many of those are children? So until 2024, default was turned, or their default setting turned parental protections off. Why would your default turn parental protection, off? And it allowed for adults, anybody, to DM our children. My 5-year-old granddaughter, your children. I'm not just mad because it's my grandchildren. I'm mad because it's any children. If they want to have all this bullshit, then go have a game that is restricted to adults. Children cannot beat the system and get on, or at least they have to work their little butts to half to death to get there. But don't put it on a game and mark it as child friendly. To this day, adults can still message within experiences. Now, I'm going to show you this next slide, and arguably it sucks. This next slide is going to suck. You won't be able to see it well because it it doesn't photograph well whenever you're trying to take a picture of the online game itself. But what this is their sign up page where you sign up and you tell your age. And it shows, if you could see it well, I'm going to post these in my in my community chat or community posts later. But there's no nothing on there. See, it says suitable for all ages, suitable for everyone. And it does have a deal where you're supposed to verify your birthday and that you say, "Now, I'm verifying that this birthday is really my birthday and that I'm not lying about it so I can get on here and, whatever." No, it does say that. But then the second little part down here, it says, "Now, when you verify your age," you know, basically it's saying that if you don't fit within the restrictions that you would be that you're going to be booted off, okay? But there's nothing to check to make sure. So what do you think somebody that has nefarious thoughts about it is going to do? They're not going to go in there and be right about it. They're going to go in there and they're going to lie. They're going to lie about their age, and they're going to get on there under a fake name, fake age, fake everything, and be amongst our children. And there is software out there that would stop this one thing. I want to ask why they won't. So I'm going to set up, I've got just, I don't know, a few more quick slides. I'm going to grab them real fast. I thought there was another one. Am I missing one? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Okay, so hold on just a second. I wish so bad that they would make it where we could have more things queued up on our StreamYard because I need to learn how to do other other ways of doing it, share the screen and all this other stuff. It might be easier. But y'all, I'm doing good just to do this. So, whoops. Oh yeah, okay, duh, Susie. Maybe my brain is not fixed today. I don't know. It's 11. Okay, here we go. One more. And I want y'all to stay till the end because actually the last two are what pisses me off worse than any of it. So I did that on purpose. So you'd have to stay to the end. Not really. It's just how it happened. I'm not really that smart. So anyway, okay, more facts, right? Roblox claims to have a zero tolerance for swearing, obscenities, or messages and content of a sexual or violent nature, and any sort of aggressive or threatening communications. Roblox states that any offenders will be immediately suspended or permanently expelled. But none of this is the case. People are on there cussing. They're on there, doing all kinds of stuff that is listed right here that says that they are not allowed to do it, but they're still doing it. So I want to give Roblox the benefit of the doubt, but they are making it harder and harder and harder. Yeah, claims. Yeah, like that word. Yeah. So, okay, let's see. Oh, okay, that was the same one. Okay. I just didn't take it off the screen. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, another fact, in-game currency or Rebucks can be exchanged for items for their avatars. Now, this is, the little characters that represent the child or the adult or whoever that's playing. And the miners are absolutely obsessed with getting different items for these avatars. And thus, predators use this mechanism to lure children in with rare items because they can create rare items, they can gather up rare items, and there's like you can trade them, and there's all this stuff, right? So, yeah, that's how they're getting our kids, is that they're coming in there and they're giving them what they want. And this whole thing, right, it created the phrase anything for Rebucks. I have heard Veta say that. All Veta wants to talk about all the time is all of these like really, hard to get things for her avatar. She talks about that all the time. I don't think she's the only child that's doing that. Now, here is one, this is the start of the actual three that bother me. Many clearly problematic experiences, like Escape to Epstein Island, Diddy Simulator, Diddy Party, Public Bathroom Simulator, various racial hate-based experiences, public relations campaigns using online safety organizations to influence the narrative that, I misspelled that, Roblox is safe. And they're deceptive, and I'll tell you why. The very people that are on these safety organizations for online gaming and everything are also associated with Roblox. So do you think that they're really gonna crack down on on an organization that they volunteer for against the organization that they work for? No, it's not gonna happen. Now, if you wanna say, "Yeah, Susie, sure, sure." Here's a little screenshot. Escape to Epstein Island, right? Why is that on a game that is safe for our children? And there's not just one, there's more. Why? I'm sorry, but I don't even think that that needs to be on an adult game. That is an illegal, criminal, trafficking, sex abusive, kind of almost like a cult, really, but maybe even worse, right? Of the rich and powerful, politicians, actors, musicians, and my grandkids have access to that. Why? Another thing that just, makes me absolutely livid is this one. Another screenshot of what, 8 things that are Diddy parties. That's not all of them. There's like 600 and something experiences that are Diddy parties. Why? You're all adults. Do you want to go on a game and go to a freak party, to I mean, it's not like that you're busting this party, right? No, you're a participant at this party. You're a participant on Epstein Island. Are any of you like really? Is that really what you want? Especially 600 and something of them? Who are they catering to? It is an absolute enough to make you sick. It does me. So, what's gonna happen now? I have no clue. They, uh they say that they're, taking steps. Of course, they also say that they have been taking steps, but have they? Will they? My immediate, personal opinion is that the parents, of course, need to be paying even more attention, and they need to hit Roblox where it hurts. They need to stop their children from being those, you know, 68 million um, daily users. If everybody quit using it, that might be a way to get them to make these changes that they need to make. It I wouldn't let my kids on there until they did that. Now, will parents do that? I don't think so. Some will. I mean, absolutely, some will. But I don't know that all parents will. I really don't. Because they will trust their kids to self-police, and that's not a kid's job. It's a parent's job. It's the police's job. It's the, manufacturers and, owners of the platform's job. It's not the kid's job. But that's who's gonna have to police themselves. And the thing is a lot of these kids are probably smarter than the parents. Like Veta, I've said it before, like, if anybody says anything, I mean, even a tiny little bit off color to her, she reports them, blocks them, and on and on and on. And I have and Megan, she's talked to all the kids, and so has Katie, about don't answer any questions. If you don't know them, don't talk to them, don't play with them, don't interact at all. Megan is on there most of the time when Veta is playing with her. They all play together. Um, but children should not be having to police themselves. And in all honesty, the parents ought to be able to trust that if it says that this is designed for and safe for kids of all ages, that it should be designed for and safe for kids of all ages. There is absolutely no logical or illogical reason for a game designed for kids to have anything to do with Epstein. Even if it didn't have anything to do with him, the name itself should be enough. The same with Diddy. Both of those, their name recognition enough should be more than ever needed to not let them be on games for children or adults. But I mean, I don't care if y'all want to be perverts or whatever, go be a pervert, but leave the kids out of it. That's how I feel about it. So, I'm about to go to the chat and see what your all's thoughts and everything are. And I was terrible. I've only starred 2 questions, and I'm sure there's more. I'm going to try to get to all of you. But I did look back, since this saga has begun, to see what's going on now. Has anything changed? And Roblox claims that it has broadened its prohibition on explicit material or even content or behavior that suggests or implies sexual activity. Okay. They are changing access to unrated or mature experiences and will now implement a 17 plus age verification on that content. So basically, they're saying we're going to implement this age verification that you can still lie about and say that, that you were born in the 60s if you want to, and maybe you were born, 10 years ago. but, they're gonna do that, right? Mhm. Why didn't they do that before? Why? If you are going to have a game for children, do you not take every precaution to make children safe? And they quote unquote plan to roll out new tech tools aimed at detecting and automatically removing content and behavior within otherwise compliant games. I'm still calling bullshit on that. First of all, they plan to. This new tech is not brand new. It's been available. They chose not to use it and they're still not using it. They are planning to use it, maybe. So, what's my opinion? Well, I have really, really, really tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, at least on some level, because I do know that my kids love it. It's fun to watch the kids play together, even long distance. I love watching the adults, my the parents interact with the children on it. But my family are the one, and yours probably are the ones that are doing it right. But what about these other 86 million people, right? So I'm sorry, but my opinion now is just fuck you, Roblox. Too little, too late. I've not really seen any proof that you've done a damn thing. You banned and sent a cease and desist letter to the guy that was actually doing your job for free while you leaned back, sat back and on your fist and leaned back on your thumb and waited until there was a dust up. And why did you do that? Because you were piling in the bucks. That's why. You put your money above our children. And I'm sorry, but fuck you. They still aren't accepting any guilt. It's like, well, we can't help it that there's perverts out there. They're everywhere. Sure. They've not removed the content. They're going to keep the Diddy stuff. They're going to keep the Epstein stuff. They're going to keep the public bathroom stuff. What the fuck? Why would you want a game where you go to a public bathroom? Why? Hmm. The little bit of shit that they're gonna do to try to cover their asses is like if you cut yourself and you cut a vein, like a major artery, and it's spewing blood, and you put a Band-Aid over it. Our children are the spewing blood. They're covering their ass. They say that they have implemented stuff in the last year to make it safer, but Schlepp just did his sting operation. He didn't do it a year ago. He just did it early August. It's like, "Oh, well, we did this over. We wash our hands of it." I don't know. Why did they block him? Why not block the over 1,200 potential, they say, child exploitation situations that were going on that they've now caught? Hmm. Suddenly, suddenly they've caught 1,200 of them, but not till this one kid on YouTube started it. I mean, bless their hearts, right? How convenient. I mean, the shit's hitting the fan. Politicians are getting involved and being like, "Oh, hell no. We're not gonna stand for this. This is not gonna we're not gonna put up with it." And their stocks dropped by like 11% and or 11 points, and they kind of sort of maybe take it serious now. Maybe. At least they want to make it look like they are. My hope is that they clean up the game platform because I know that it's fun and I know that it's good and it's even there's even educational aspects to it and I know that. But some of the educational stuff those kids don't need. They don't need that education. So if they clean up their act and everything, then, I would be willing to like, do a show and say, "Hey, they've really taken this forward and they're really trying," right? But I don't see that. I don't envision that. I envision them trying to it's gonna depend on how many other states, how many other people, other countries, whatever. If they start getting sued by everybody, yeah, they probably will start doing something. Until or if that happens, they're gonna, like, sugarcoat it, they're gonna sweep it under the rug, they're gonna make it look like they've done the best that we can. We're trying really hard. And if they continue to do that, then I hope their ass goes bankrupt. And I hope that some of the ones that are running that place go to jail. And that's all I got to say about that. So I'm gonna go back and look at my chat and see what you all have got to say. Let's see where we were at. Okay, people still saying hi here, so that's a good time to okay. Yeah, yeah, here we go. This is where I was at actually. Yeah, I love that frog too. It's very cute. Let's see here. I saw comments. I just got to get to them. All righty. Yeah. Mayor saying, Misha, that sounds like a hamster cage. I agree. It did. That 2x2, 4x4, just running in circles. I know what you feel though, girl. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, there's where Ben said that this is National Bacon Appreciation Day, y'all. Okay. Okay, let's read this one. So it says, since I have met you, Ben Bacon Bits, I have grown less addicted to bacon as I was. It feels kind of, yeah, it's just somehow, yeah, somehow now, dang it. I used to really love that stuff. See what you've done. I do that too. Awakened. Whenever I go to eat, whenever I go to eat bacon now, I always think, mm, it just automatically makes me think of Ben. This was a good one from Ben. I wonder if the Roblox CEO will move to Ecuador. Maybe, but he better stand in line to get those hugs. Did you see the line? Those poor people. Okay. I try to skip the ones where there's yeah. I hear the company down there is great. I'm sure it is. Worth getting in line for, right? Absolutely. Whoops. Okay. Yes. Ben says it has really blown up. It sure has. Debbie says she hopes that I'm feeling better. I am. I'm feeling better. I really am. It's getting close to our um, vacation. Not this Friday, but next Friday we are headed to Rapid City, South Dakota for a few days. About 10. We're going to be gone about 10 days, and I will be still going live some. Jersey says, calling all former cult leaders. There is a housing development in Ecuador made special just for you, very comfortable. And don't let the USA door hit you on the butt on the way. Absolutely. Just send them all somewhere, right? Just, I mean, if they would send them all to one place, then they'd be easier to do something with, right? I'm not just wishing them on Ecuador, but I'm saying, well, we've got a couple of them that's already down there. If we could just send all the rest and get them in one place, it it looks like a good place for them to, get things taken care of. People don't eat enough pie and just behave. Ah, Awakened is going into listen mode, y'all, sending love to whoever will accept it. Well, if they don't accept it, then they are crazy. Ben says I should get glasses like that. Might make me look smart. Nah, sadly, I would just look funny. Are you talking about these crazy Timu glasses I got? I am gonna take these with me when I go to get glasses. I can get them again, like in September or October. The real glasses instead of just these reading glasses, so that I can actually see the computer. But I am gonna take them with me because I like the size of them and the shape, and it's not a size or shape that I ever thought that would look good on me, but I kinda like them. So, everybody's saying bye to Misha or sending her love. I do love those rims. I like them too. It's weird. They're actually this rose gold color, but they kinda flash. I don't know. I wear them all the time now because they honestly stay on my not all the time, but I mean when I'm online, when I'm on live, um, like, see, they don't fall off if I bobble my head around, which the trolls like to point out that I'm always looking up here and looking over there. It's because I'm trying not to look at my face on the screen. And so I'm trying to make myself look right up there at the camera, but then I find myself looking past the camera, anything to avoid that screen. I need to just black it out, right? Aria sending love. Ben says, love the group he pulled together. You would love the African American dude. He's cool. Okay. I missed something somewhere, but yeah. Beach, beach, bleached blonde. That's not easy to say either, but it is a BBB. I could be like Ben Bacon Bits. Beach, bleached blonde. Yeah. Love it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Chris Hansen is going to team up. Chris Hansen was not taking any prisoners. Yeah, Ben says it's just a letter that your lawyer can draw up. Again, you can get one on ChatGPT to have it say exactly what you want it to say and to who. Um, you don't even have to have their address. You can actually just post it in, like, if it's an online deal, you can post it like on their channel somewhere, or whatever. You don't even have to actually mail it to them. So it's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I would like to I hope they do keep a list of all the pets that got in trouble, right? I wish they'd make it public. I don't care. Mary says now you're making her want pie. Yeah. Cheesecake is actually pie. I think so too. I We were having this pie, you know, talk the other day, and we were also having a sandwich talk. Like, is a hot dog or a hamburger a sandwich? Is a taco a sandwich? Is pizza a sandwich? I mean, all these things. I don't know how I feel about that. Ooh, and Carnisol. You just bake some chocolate chip cookies. My favorite. Those sound yummy. Ben says, I like cheese, and cheese is keto friendly. Therefore, I can do cheesecake. I know. He says, don't screw up my fantasy. Yes, good for Illinois or for Louisiana. Absolutely. Hey, Healing Through Song. Good to see you as always. Ben says, a lot of games, sorry, that were mentioned by the lawsuit were pulled by Roblox and then some reloaded them under different names. But see, that's what gets me is that they're not making it impossible to do it. And Roblox, y'all, is kinda like my example for everything. It's kind of like Amazon or Temu, where it's this big organization, but then they have all these different sellers and everything on there. And so Roblox is the same thing, is they've got all these people that add their own experiences and everything on there, and it works within Roblox. And so maybe they don't need to do it that way. Yeah, it's evil, it's sneaky. I agree, Jersey. I hope that Louisiana is watching out for it, and I hope that all the other states are too. I mean, yeah, I think the Diddy games, they were last night. I did not check today, but they were last night. Yeah, a lot of the streamers are pointing them out. It's pretty good that the streamers are really not having it. They're mad. A lot of streamers are doing it. I mean, these are streamers that like they have YouTube, TikTok, all these different deals, but they're also in that gaming community, so they know how to get around in there and everything. So, yeah. Oops. Yeah, the lawsuit will allow parents to sue for the cost of mental health supports for harmed kids. I hope so. I hope that that happens. Ugh, look at this one, y'all. I know y'all have probably already seen it, but anyway, their public bathroom simulator was aged at 9 and up. Why? Why do we need a public bathroom simulator? Yeah, Jersey, right? Like, what? I mean, that was me. I had absolutely no idea. I was kinda taking issue with some of it because there's a lot of violent type things on there that, they're killing each other and they're this and that and all that. And I was already kind of like, I don't know about that, but trying to not be that, you know, negative and the old granny that complains about everything and says, "Well, in my day, we played Pac-Man." And basically, what did Pac-Man do? It just wasn't as like obvious as it is now, but still, I still love Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man. It is, Jan. It is gross. They had custom animations in place of actions Roblox characters could do. Yeah, I don't wanna know what those actions were either. I really don't. It's one of those that I wanna know and I don't wanna know at the same time. Waken says the police came to my daughter's house a few months back. There was apparently a pedophile caught lurking in our yard. He had been talking to the grand princess and her friends on Roblox. Well, another thing that happened with, um with Veta that really, like, set me off to begin with, this has all been, like, in the last literally few days, that there was somebody on there that was like, "What's your name?" and trying to talk to her, and she's, like, smartest kid, and she's just, like, ignoring them, right? And not really answering them, and but this person and she said, and, this got me because I said, "Well," I tried to explain it to her. She said, "They weren't being mean or saying anything nasty. They were being nice, but I just thought it was kinda weird." And I said, "It is weird, honey, and they're not gonna come up to you the first time and say anything weird or nasty to you. They're going to make you their friend, make you trust them before they do any of that stuff." And she said, "Well, they kept asking, like, 'What's your name?' and, 'Where do you live? What state do you live in?' You don't have to tell me where, just what state do you live in, and what country, what state, whatever." So, anyway, of course, the hair on the back of my head is standing up, right? But anyway, she says that this person, and I don't remember if she says a male or female, doesn't matter because they can be whatever they decide to be, right? But anyway, so this person was, like, suddenly asked or said something, and honestly, I can't remember because all I heard was, you know, because the blood pressure went up. So, anyway, but the person said something about, "I like baby kitties too, or I have baby kittens too. What's your kitten's name? What's your baby kitten's name, or what's your new baby kitten's name?" How did this person know that she had gotten a new kitten? She said, "I had not told anybody. I had just got the cat the day before, and I didn't tell anybody." So I don't know how they knew, or if it was an easy guess. And maybe, I mean, she said, "I just left." She said, "I just got out of there." And she said, like, she blocked them or something. But anyway, how did they know? You know? How did they know? So awaken, I'm right with you. It is creeping me the fuck out, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I saw this too. A couple of streamers were breaking them down, but they couldn't go into it on YouTube. If you can't talk about it, it should not be a kids game, right? Mm. Yeah, it is so scary, Misha. I am sorry. Yeah, did they catch him? If you get a chance, I mean, and you may have already answered that, but did they catch him? Exactly. There are so many narratives at play currently. It is not as it seems, but playing out quickly. They are coming after our children. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad that these streamers are doing it. I'm with you, Jersey. I'm absolutely with you. I'm glad that the streamers are paying attention and they're doing it. I really am. I wish I could remember the names for children in Roblox used by PDFs. They would just use words with the same starting letters. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I wanna watch it on it too, and honestly, if y'all get more information, don't, come tell me. Because I mean, honestly, I get so busy with other stuff, and I do not wanna give this up. She said, "My daughter and son-in-law didn't know anything until the knock on the door. The police explained the dangers, but even that is traumatizing to a 9-year-old, you know?" Like Veta. Absolutely. Yeah, I saw this Creek Craft is one of them, and of course Schlepp, yeah, went into it a bit, has videos of stings he made on his channel. I know, he's got a bunch of I took a picture of some of his, but then I was just like, "You can't even really tell, they're so bad because it's just not good when you're trying to." Well, he didn't do the, stings on his channel, he just showed what he had done, so yeah, claims, right, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, where is the outrage, right? Could this be just more testing the masses? Then again, there is the ID, or verification, age verifications on the tubes for the children, and thus, taking my tinfoil hat off. I don't think that you need a tinfoil hat. These are things that we are seeing that is true, right? We are seeing it. Yeah, like kids used to collect marbles and things like that when we were young. Absolutely. It's the same thing. Just everything's online now. Mare says she still collects marbles. I love marbles, y'all. I have such a hard time if I see them, like, at a garage sale or something, and I like the old, like, old, I'm not talking antique necessarily, which I do like those, but I don't necessarily wanna go buy a brand new bag of marbles. I want marbles that have been played with. I love them. I absolutely love them. Misha has pounds of marbles. Lost my own, but collect others. I was good at marbles, y'all. I don't know why, but I mean, I was good at it, and, like, you know how you had the little bag and everything? My poor little bag was so full and so heavy, and we would tie it around like a belt loop on our clothes, and mine would, like, try to drag my pants down because I was so dang skinny, thinking I was fat. It is, Mare, it is downright sick. Yep, normalization is disgusting, I agree, Misha. Yeah, absolutely. I can't say what I think should have happened on YouTube without getting banned. Yeah. A wood chipper comes to mind. Yeah, feet first. Yeah, Mayor, I do too. I do too. I call BS on them taking steps. Yeah. Aria, they probably won't. I doubt it. Schlepp got some real good, huge attorneys that did huge lawsuits against the orgs that are trafficking in that sort of thing. I think that this guy is great. Man, I'm a teeny tiny channel, but I'm telling you, I would move heaven and earth to get him on here and just let him talk. He's my hero. Yeah, a lot of parents both have jobs. Absolutely. They aren't there to be as involved in the kids' lives as they'd like. Absolutely. And it's marketed for children. It says child safe or kids safe, right? Yeah. Ben says that they were valued at close to $90 billion, yeah, as in with a B, and they have since lost a bit of value, but still, yeah, it's not that much, and it can go right back up the next day. With our stocks, we are piss poor one day, and we think we're rolling in the money the next, and then that's the thing that stocks they're great unless they aren't, right? Misha says that, but then again, we can get society to realize the truth. We are all at fault in one way or another. Too many are complacent. Those of us who speak up are shadow banned or made to look like trouble. Exactly. That's exactly what they did with Shep. Schlepp. I can't even say his name right today. Hold on. My sister calls them pedophile disposal unit. Yeah, I agree. Hold on. I'm trying to get this one to go away and this one to come up, but it went from 120 a share to 118 a share, so that's not that much. Mm-mm. But it's probably what got a little bit of their attention, to be perfectly honest. If it would go down a whole hell of a lot more, it would get a whole hell of a lot more attention. They might get them to think twice if they were some sort of accountability over other than punishing victims, shaming them, ruining their lives, dismissing them. Yeah, they I mean, they banned this Schlepp kid. I mean, you know, they're banning the wrong people. And I in a perfect world, Mary, you are right. The pervs should have their own site, but the problem being is that the pervs want our children. I mean, I agree. Let the pervs have whatever they want on their own site. I don't care. They can, I started to say something that was probably would get me in trouble. But anyway, you can imagine they can do what they want, but they're not happy with each other. They got to have our kids. Yeah, I won't lie and say I was born in the 90s too. One guy one time, I don't even remember. It was just a hater, like one of 'em, some hater on I don't remember if it was on YouTube. Yeah, it was on YouTube. Right after I started, my first hater. And he was just going on and on about how old I am and how, stupid I am, and oh my god, the name that he called me is I cannot grasp it. Ah, boomer. So he called me, he kept saying, whatever, boomer." And I'm like, excuse me, I'm a Gen X, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, right. I am barely by a year, but I am. But he would not believe me. And I was just like, you know, F you, dumbass. If you can't figure out, I mean, maybe he was a friend of Reese who thinks I'm 72. Yes, John, absolutely. There is zero defense for this, and these sites need to be held accountable. More than innocent children, before more innocent children are exposed to this madness. The more I hear about this, the angrier I get. You and me both. Yeah, the 1890s, Ben. Yeah, we need to name some executives. Really, Ben, I agree. Yeah, the ones that made the decisions and let them be entered on the sex offender list. Absolutely. So, Wake says, Aria, I don't know how Aria feels about AI, and many others feel the same, but if we are going to be dealing with the negatives, why not utilize it as it can? Yeah, why not use it for the good stuff too? Right. I agree. Ostriches, yeah, head in the sand. Yeah, she can't go a day without it, Misha. So I use AI for the cartoon characters that I use for my um, thumbnails, that kind of thing. Sometimes if I'm at a really big loss, I will ask AI for a good title for a stream or for a live that I'm doing about a certain topic or something. But they are annoying, and that I don't know. Chat GPT gets on my nerves because it says that it remembers what you tell it, and so it puts it in its memory. And it's going to do it every time. And so on mine, I always tell them I want a realistic cartoon of Susie, and I have said it a bazillion times, with white blonde hair, pixie cut, blue eyes, glasses. That's all I tell it, right? I have shown it a picture so that it'll kind of get it. Well, first of all, I'm either 12 or I'm 80. It cannot get this face on it. And either way, you know, and I'm either too skinny or I'm that beach whale that Ben may have been referring to, So I'm like, why can't you just like, something? Then when they finally do get it to where I'm like, fine, whatever. Um, they'll do 4 or 5 thumbnails will have the right picture on it, and then suddenly I'll have long black hair or shoulder length red hair or something, and I'm like, no. They'll do all these of bougie with the long pink hair and everything, and then suddenly she looks like a 80-year-old cranky nun. I mean, is she Sister Mary Frances today or is she bougie? Because I mean, I can't figure it out. And apparently, Sister Mary Frances is only my age. The fact is, they make PDF hunters to be worse than the PDF files. Absolutely. I do too, Ben. I hope that Chris Hansen's will get some attention. I really do. Ben says I am carnivore. I am too. Yeah. Okay. What did I just miss? I missed something. Yeah. What have I done today to be the change that I want to see? Hey, Debbie. Good to see you. Says thank you for bringing this to everyone's attention. My kids are grown, and I don't play video games, so I had no idea. These people are disgusting. I don't understand the world. Me either, Debbie. I really don't. Yeah, Mary, you're right. Sometimes just a smile. can be enough, right? Mhm. It is universal, Misha. It is. Smile is universal. Aw, John. I've been thinking a lot about Misha too. I really have. Okay. Order another pair. Yeah, I could have my prescription put in it. I really could. I might do that. I gotta see if I can find them because it'll be on Temu and then, never to be seen again. So if I find them though, I will do that. Even Mark said that. He said, take them over there and have it put in there." But I would rather have a brand new, set to use. Okay. Oh, hi, Pippi Longstocking. Good to see you. Oh, am I on at the same time as Poe again? Dang it. I'll have to go watch him after I get done here. Uh, One of the PDFs was actually promoted by Roblox. I don't doubt it. Yeah, what's up on Poe's channel? So y'all, when we get done here, everybody go over to Poe's, okay? So, yeah. Ms. Pac-Man on high heels was fun. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to get off of here. Mark's here, and I'm gonna have to get his dinner to him. Yeah, Schlepp was a victim of Roblox. Absolutely. Hey, Goot, good to see you too. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. Stay out of trouble. Mm, absolutely. I'm kind of going down through here. Yeah, I don't think that being a boomer is an insult either. I really don't. I really do. I think that they are like you said, the gold of our world currently. But I was just like, I want to hang on to my year, right? Of that I'm still in this other one. So yeah. So anyway, but guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I really, really appreciate all of you being here. It has been a great show. Thank you. It looks like I actually got down to the bottom. We're really, really close. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And I will be back tomorrow. And tomorrow, John will be with me. So we're going to be talking about um, finding your joy or keeping your joy, basically, even in the hard seasons of life, basically. So even in the hard times, that we still need to be able to know that everything's going to turn out okay. So yeah, we'll be back at 6:30 Central Time tomorrow for that, and I hope you all join us. So I'll talk to you later. Love you guys. Bye.
Hope you enjoyed the show, so glad you were here. We meet here most days, we're but first coffee and you're welcome here. We talk about hard subjects, but we also laugh a lot. If you have a loss or win, we will cheer for you. We're but first coffee and you are safe here. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't want to miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. don't want to miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to